By 2017, Israel was caught in a cycle of diminishing returns. They would assassinate an Iranian nuclear scientist, only for the regime to appoint a replacement within days. They would bomb a facility, and the program would simply relocate. In January 2018, Mossad agents broke into a warehouse in Tehran and seized 500 tons of classified nuclear records. The intelligence inside provided a reality check. Targeting individual sites was a temporary fix. Stopping the nuclear rebuilds required the permanent removal of the core leadership. But targeting a supreme leader carries a cost. A failed attempt or a strike without political cover could instantly trigger a full-scale regional war and total international isolation. Israel opted for a strategic delay. They moved away from simple sabotage to plan a mathematically precise operation, one that required the total penetration of the target's physical and digital world. The target lived within the Pasteur Street compound in Tehran. It is a 30-acre fortress designed to house and protect the regime's center of power. The physical barriers are layered. 3 concentric security perimeters are patrolled by elite private forces, while the airspace is saturated with mobile phone jammers, frequency detectors, and heavy iron nets to intercept drones. Below the surface lies a bunker so deep it takes 5 minutes in an elevator to reach the floor. From there, a 5-kilometer tunnel network connects to civilian schools and hospitals, using the city's own population as a deterrent against airstrikes. Penetrating these walls physically was impossible. To reach the target, intelligence agencies had to bypass the concrete and enter through invisible layers of data and signals. To monitor protesters and secure the streets, Iran installed thousands of Chinese-made Hikvision cameras. These systems contained a remote code execution vulnerability that had never been patched. Israel's Unit 8200 exploited that bug to hijack the feed. Without a single person in Tehran knowing, they were streaming live video of the compound's internal security movements directly to Tel Aviv. High above, the U.S. provided orbital surveillance. KH-11 satellites could identify license plates from space, while Orion satellites captured low-frequency radio signals, like orders given over walkie-talkies, and sent them to a secret processing site in Australia. By seizing control of the local cameras and sweeping the sky for radio waves, the U.S. and Israel turned Iran's own security infrastructure into a surveillance net. The sheer volume of intelligence was soon unmanageable for human analysts. Millions of intercepted calls, logs of physical trash, and 24-hour video feeds. To find the signal in the noise, they used the Pentagon's Maven smart system. This AI architecture is designed to ingest massive datasets and identify correlations that escape human observation. The AI mapped the target's pattern of lives. It predicted shift changes, identified the preferred backup routes for convoys, and analyzed walking gaits to distinguish the real leader from his body doubles with 98.7% accuracy. The software transformed chaotic data into a predictive model. The most protected man in Iran had become mathematically predictable. Following the U.S. elections, the incoming administration provided the diplomatic backing necessary to execute the strike. On the morning of February 28, 2026, intelligence confirmed that the target and 40 senior officials had moved out of the bunker and into a surface-level meeting room. To clear the way for the jets, Israel activated dormant malware planted years earlier in the supply chain of Iran's S-300 air defense systems. Immediately, radar screens across Tehran flinked dark as command centers lost contact with their field units. U.S. Navy Growler aircraft added a secondary layer of suppression, flooding the airspace with electromagnetic jamming. Simultaneously, pre-smuggled drones launched from within Iran to physically destroy the blinded S-300 batteries. The air defense network wasn't engaged in a dogfight. It was systematically erased across multiple domains, leaving the target entirely undefended. At 9:40 a.m., F-35s launched 30 Blue Sparrow missiles. These hypersonic weapons hit the exact coordinates of the meeting room with pinpoint accuracy. The strike eliminated the entire top tier of the regime's leadership in seconds. The surface structure of the compound was reduced to rubble. 12 minutes later, millions of Iranians received a push notification from a compromised religious app. The message stated, "Help has arrived," and urged the military to surrender. This was a synchronized collapse of military, political, and psychological control, achieved in less than a quarter of an hour. Deep underground bunkers and multi-layered physical armies no longer provide sanctuary against a synchronized strike across every domain at once. The operation succeeded by linking human espionage, cyber exploits, and AI modeling into a single cohesive weapon. But technology has its limits. The fact that the target moved his entire leadership team out of an impenetrable bunker and into an exposed room at the exact moment the jets arrived suggests that data wasn't the only factor. The final vulnerability wasn't a software bug or a radar glitch. It was an unidentified person in the target's inner circle, who, at the critical moment, opened the door.